Hello everyone. Today I'm going to talk about the improper use of time as another barrier to developing new habits. Now, there's basically two aspects of improper use of time. The first one is it's being used as an excuse, right? I don't have time, I don't have enough time, I can't do it, I don't have, I'm totally packed in, or whatever it is. But the challenge with this reason or excuse is that everybody has 24 hours and time goes by same speed as anybody else. Successful people have 24 hours, failures have 24 hours, you have 24 hours. The time you have is the time you have. It's not how much time you have, but what you do with the time you have. So that's basically just an excuse. I don't have time is an excuse, right? Time is the only resource that you have that you can't save. It goes right through your fingers. If you don't use it when you have it, then it goes to waste. So think about that as you spend your time. It's realizing that it's precious and you can't keep it, you can't save it. And last thing to remember about this excuse is that most of the time it's just a question of priorities. Do you really want to develop this habit, or do you not want to develop this habit? If you don't, then you don't have the priority to do so, and therefore you don't have time to do it. So it's an excuse that you use when you don't want to try, essentially. And then the other aspect is that it's wasted. You have so much time, you figure that I don't need to do it right now, I'll do it later. I'm going to watch TV, or I'm going to spend time on social media, or go out with my friends, or whatever it is. Anything that you would rather do than sit down and actually develop the habit that you want. So when you start thinking about time, this goes both ways. You're so busy that you don't have time to actually do the habit, or think you have so much time that you're not going to start now. You'll start tomorrow, or the next day, or next week, or whenever. And this is a common thing that most people do, especially if they're not looking forward to acting, doing the actions that they know they need to do. So just remember, it's a limited resource. And don't waste the time you have, because you won't look back. You'll look back at yourself 2 years down the road and go, if only I would have done this at that time. And we all have had that experience, me included, right? So make sure that if you feel like you actually need this habit, then spend the time and spend your time with doing the habit and creating the habit. And so how do you use time? How do you spend time to develop a habit? So again, there's two aspects to this. There's the planning stage of building a habit, which is all those things we've talked about before. How are you going to motivate yourself? What cue are you going to use? What is the reward that is intrinsically part of the actual action that you're going to do? Is it the most important action that I can be doing, or can I be doing something else that'll get me the same result? That's planning, right? We've talked about planning before, and we've talked about rewards and motivation and all those different things before. So just remember, with time, that's what you're going to be spending some of your time doing, is that planning stage. And then the other part of it is the actual doing of the skill or the action that you want to develop into a habit. And you can do this two ways. One, you can actually do it physically. If you're learning how to juggle, then you learn how to juggle one ball at a time, right? And as you get better and better at practicing that skill, then you get better and better at doing it, and it becomes a habit. The other part is visualizing, right? That's practicing in your brain. And, we all know the studies that show that practicing in your brain is almost as good as practicing in physical reality, right? The basketball throwers and all those different sports analogies that we've used and had tested on, that if you visualize success when you're doing the action all the way through, from the beginning of the action to the end of the action, then you're much more likely to improve rapidly. Whereas if you don't, you just practice when you can kind of thing, then you don't accelerate and learn it as fast. So using your time to plan, and then actually using your time to actually do the skill. Now there is the aspect that if you truly don't have time, you're going full bore from the time you wake up till the time you go to bed, and you just don't have time. What do you do then? Well, there's basically three things you can do. First thing you can do is look at all the things you're doing and consider how you can fix one of them. When we talked about fixing the small problems first, well, that's what this is, right? If you are doing the same thing every day that you feel is ridiculous, because something is broken, something is disorganized, whatever, take the time, organize it, and then, or fix it. And so that you don't have to spend the time doing that thing over and over again, if it's been fixed, so it happens automatically. And then you have that small, maybe, amount of time that you can then use to either fix another problem, fix something else, or to sneak in your action that you want to develop into a habit. So that's one thing. Second thing is you can just look at all the things you're doing and prioritize them and drop the things that aren't making any difference in your life. There's lots and lots of things, I'm sure, that people can sideline, at least for now, until they have more time. And once you've got that habit, once you've built those habits that you're thinking of developing, whichever they are, doesn't matter what it is, once you've got that habit, then you don't have to think about it anymore, and you'll gain time. And once you've got that time back, then you can add things back in that you've dropped if you feel like you need to. And last thing is, looking at all these different options, and say you just cannot find it, maybe instead you can combine activities. Not multitask, because multitasking doesn't work, right? We all know that. It's just quick switching, right? So we're not talking about that. We're talking about doing two things together that work together. So give you a good example of meditation. Maybe you spend some time meditating, and deep breathing, right? Two relaxation activities that you do during your day. Well, maybe you can combine the two. That's not that difficult to do, right? You can concentrate on your breathing and meditate at the same time. You can, if you're driving from A to B and you feel like you have to do some study or learn something or whatever, then you can get it on tape and listen to it on, well, tape. You listen to a podcast, or you can listen to, and show my age, or listen to it online or whatever. However you do that, you can do that. Combine those two activities, because you're driving, you have to drive. So instead of just driving, you can drive and learn at the same time. Combine those activities, and then the time you used to use for study, you don't need anymore. So now you can use that for developing your new habit. So there you go. Hopefully some of these things will resonate with you, and you'll be able to take the time you have, like we all have, and use it to improve your life a little bit better, and launch yourself a bit more by developing new, solid, good habits. All right. Talk to you soon.